Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all, chat? Hopefully, all of you's having a fantastic. Well, there we are. We're on Tuesday. Wherever you are around the world, that's my head again completely lost. How are we? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic day. And welcome back to a bit of a different show today. Of course, the Euros does start on Friday. Of course, the first game I believe is Germany Scotland. I think it's at 7 o'clock in the night or 8 o'clock in the night. But yeah, it is the Euros. Of course, there is football to watch this summer. Of course, it's actually it's quite a good couple of weeks ahead. Of course, we've got, I think, was it 3 games in the day and then 3 games in the night with, the Euros and the Copa America as well. Of course, you'd like to see us doing a Copa America prediction. Then again, let us know in the comments down below as well. But of course, again, let us know all of you are in the comments. Let us know your guys' thoughts as well. Of course, we're going to be taking a look on FootMob. Of course, you can see on screen. This is what we're going to be using to, again, get our predictions in for the Euros as well. Guys, you guys can go and check that out as well. Because again, it's a good little chart as well. And of course, we'll talk with you guys on who I think is going to be, again, top goal scorer, player of the tournament, all of this. All these types of things anyway. But we got to Doug as well saying, come on, Scotland. No offense, Doug, you're going to get battered on Friday by Germany, unfortunately. Obviously, the main importance is Andy Robertson doesn't get injured. But, thankfully, he's not injured anyway. But we're going to jump straight into it then, chat. Of course, I won't bring that up on screen of starting it anyway. But we're going to go group by group, so we're going to get a prediction. So again, let me know your prediction. We're going to go step by step, and we're going to go through it overall. Then I'm going to say, because again, you guys can see that on the screen as well. Big up to John as well saying, hi, I think Portugal are well worth a shot. They are plummeting my country, Ireland. We are dreadful as well. I did just see that as well. Conor Bradley has got a hat trick, hasn't he, tonight, chat? I know Doug has just said there, scored twice. I swear he's got a hat trick now, Doug, as well, which, again, pyramid striker for Liverpool. Anyway, he'll bag you 20 goals a season. Anyway, thank God. But yeah, we're going to go through it step by step. We're going to get your guys' thoughts, get my thoughts on it as well, and, get overall your guys' thoughts about the tournament anyway. But we're going to kick things straight off. I'm going to go with Group A. Of course, it does consist of Germany, Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. For me, again, obviously, we'll be very keen to see who goes through in this group. Of course, obviously, Liverpool with Andy Robertson. We know this as well. Germany, of course, the hosts of the tournament. For me, personally, and this isn't me, again, this isn't me saying anything, but I think that's how it goes. As you guys hopefully can see on screen. Yeah, there we go. So for me personally, I do think Germany win the group in Group A. I think Germany are going to have a really, really good tournament under Nagelsmann. I would be surprised if they did get knocked out early compared to the last few tournaments. And then, of course, you especially looking at Hansi Flick, they didn't really perform that great at the last World Cup. I think since Julian Nagelsmann's come in, they've played very attractive football. Just seeing, a few bits and pieces of what they have produced this time round, but I do think that's how it's going to go. I think Germany are going to win the group. I think Hungary are going to come second. I think Hungary have lost 1 in 24. I think in all competition, or obviously all games as well, which again is a really, really good record to go through. I think, if you looked at the last Euros in particular, I think very much so. You look at Italy. Italy had an unbelievable run going into the tournament, and then of course, obviously, went on to win it. I'm not saying Hungary are going to do that, but I do think Hungary have a very, very good youthful squad to maybe cause an upset or a few at this tournament as well. And then for me, I think Switzerland will finish third, but I do think Scotland finished last. Again, I think Scotland's best bet is probably in the Switzerland game. But for me, I'm not so sure. As well, it's a toss-up really between Switzerland and Scotland for me. I would though put Switzerland in at third in the group, and then Scotland last for me. But again, Scotland again at the Euros, I think is a really really big achievement in that sense as well. Doug saying Group A, I went Germany, Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. Yeah, it's a real toss-up for me. As well, Doug, between those two, Germany, Switzerland, Hungary. Also, John, you've gone Switzerland second in that as well. Again, I can't see Switzerland getting second. But saying that, I mean, does Shaqiri still play for Switzerland, chat? It wouldn't be surprised. Of course, Switzerland, obviously, they've got Granit Xhaka as their captain as well. So they've got plenty of experience there. Of course, but Germany had Hungary in their group the last time, I think, as well. So there you go. So again, some similar groups there. But again, I just think, for me, I think that is the group. Of course, you can see the bet nods on the right, but I do think Hungary are gonna. I think they're going to cause 1 or 2 upsets in the tournament. I really do, anyway. But we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about Group B then. Of course, a little bit of a group of death, of course, with Albania in there. Of course, some people will have different opinions on this. For me, personally, I think Spain are going to win the group. I think, look, their team is really, really good. And again, they've got that solid base there. Again, the Rodri is probably their best player at the minute in that Spanish team. Obviously, they've got the youngsters in there as well. Obviously, they've got the Barca wonder kid, Yamal, is it? Again, I can't remember that too well. I think it's Yamal, isn't it, chat? But for me, I think Spain win the group. I think Croatia comes second in the group. I think Italy come third. I've got a weird feeling with Italy in this tournament, and they're either going to have a very Portugal type tournament, or they're going to completely fall apart. And whether that is, it could go 1 or 2 ways. Really, in my opinion, I do think Italy will have. I do think Spain will have, will be better in that environment. Again, Croatia, they somehow go very much under the radar in terms of the big teams at the tournament. I do think, again, for me personally, I do think that Spain and Croatia are clear in that sense, but then Italy are the defending champions in that sense. And I think a lot of people, 3, 4, 5 years ago, didn't have Italy, winning the tournament. And I just think they are going to have one of those tournaments where it is either going to be, they're going to be really, really competitive and it'll be very, very close between the three, or they're going to completely fall off. I know people have already slated the Italian squad, saying again that they haven't brought this player, they haven't brought that player. Obviously, a really, really solid year for Italian football. Again, if I think if Fiorentina had won the Conference League, again, they would have had like 9 teams in Europe next season, which again is unbelievable. In that sense as well, and look at Italian football. We don't really say that it's it's a strong league, but when you look at it that type of thing, again, the Italian team should be really, really good. And obviously, you think of the main players in there. Obviously, Chiesa is the guy over the last couple of years. For sure. Chiesa a couple of years ago was the man of the tournament in the Euros. Again, obviously Liverpool were very interested in him from that. But yeah, again, 1 or 2 ways I think it is with Italy for sure anyway. But John saying Spain, Croatia, Italy. Doug going Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Gary going Italia or being Scotland to finish first in the group. I don't think that's going to happen, Gary, to be fair as well. Big up to Ant as well. I think Wales could do well. You're funny, got enough of that from the boys the other day. But thank you, Ant, for coming in. Don't worry, it's not pot noodle. But yeah, look, Wales are in a complete mess right now, and we don't need to mention any more about it in tonight's show, Ant. Thank you very much. You absolutely will wind up. But we'll move on then from Group B, and we'll talk about Group C, England's group. Where do we think they're going to go then, chat? Are we going third? No, look, I think England win the group comfortably. I think they win 3 from 3. Even though you look at the other night and you go, look, in warm-up games you don't really care. Obviously the main important thing for England will be the injuries. Obviously the big problem for them coming into the tournament is centre backs and the defense as itself. Obviously loads of people have lost their minds about Trent Alexander-Arnold starting in midfield. I think I wouldn't start him in midfield, but you have to put Trent in that England team. He's going to be, he will be the guy to win you games. And you somehow have to get him in that. And again, people go, "Oh, well, Kyle Walker's England's best right back." For me, again, if England are struggling, I don't know why Kyle Walker doesn't play centre back. And then you play Trent right back, and then you could play an actual midfielder in that space. But again, look, I'm more than happy that Trent's getting his opportunity in the team. Southgate is actually looking like he knows what he's doing, which is a bit weird. But yeah, I think England will go on to win the group. I do think though the rest of it is pretty much up for grabs. Again, Denmark, I do think Denmark will qualify for second. And again, Serbia, Slovenia, again, it's going to be interesting then for third spot, obviously, then, because again, every 13, I think the top 4, isn't it, chat? They go through to the losers bracket in that sense. Obviously, that's how Portugal won in 2016. But I, to be fair, would leave it like that. I think Serbia will finish third, and I do think Slovenia will finish fourth in that respect. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments. But John saying Italy lack forwards, true. But they could be fair, they have got, again, good talent up there. But it's a very weird squad, isn't it, for Italy? But to Gary, as much as I would love that to happen, it's unlikely. Yeah. Again, could you imagine if Scotland finished first in the group? I'd be, amazing. But it's coming home either way. But yeah, England are definitely coming home with nothing. Denmark, England, Denmark, Serbia for John. Doug saying England don't win. 9 points though, never happened before. Slovenia, Denmark, and Serbia. Wow, Doug, do you think Slovenia is going through? Again, I think it's one of those, isn't it, where any team could go through. But I think the third spot as well is also interesting. We'll go through that in a minute as well with this. But Spain to finish second, says Gary. Walker over Trent for international football. Southgate doesn't have the tactical setup to get the best out of Trent. To be fair, I don't even think it's with Trent, though. I think it's with England full stop. I watched both games, and the second game against Iceland, you could tell, but the tactical, the tactical failures with England and the whole left back situation. Because again, I can't remember who I was saying this to. Surely, if you've got two right back, you've got two right backs at the minute playing left back because Luke Shaw is injured, surely you would try and invert one of them. And that would help you try build up play a bit better. And you've got the players there to do it in that sense. But it just goes to show again that Southgate does not, tactical wise, is awful. And I think as soon as he comes up against a tactical wonder class, then again he'll get outsmarted. But again, that's just my opinion. And I think whoever because I do think this will be Southgate's last tournament for England. Whoever comes in, they'll want somebody, in my opinion, that will be better tactically. Because again, this England squad should win a tournament. They should be able to go to a final. Again, it's capable of doing it. But England's defense is the worry. Lacks pace and experience. Yeah, for me, just play Joe Gomez left back and you'd be sound. Anyway, chat. But we'll move on and we'll get to Group D then. Of course, Austria, France, Netherlands, and Poland. For me, no shock here. France win the group. For me, the favourites for the tournament. I know I think the current stage, I think Germany are the favourites at the minute. Obviously, Holland second as well. I do think Austria finished second. Obviously, Ralph Radniak, however you pronounce his name, has done a pretty good job with the Austrian team. Obviously, Bayern Munich and so on were chasing him in this season, wasn't they, to become the next manager. And Poland last for me. It's always a bit weird saying Poland last because again they've got Lewandowski. But how many tournaments has it been, chat, when Lewandowski just hasn't performed at tournaments? Of course, I know he's going to miss the first game against Holland. Obviously, Holland have got their own injuries as well. Obviously, Frankie de Jong out of the tournament as well. I think Koopmeiners as well also out of the tournament. Two very big players for Holland as well. But for me, I just think, again, France, I think, will win all three of their games. Holland, I think, will come second. I think they'll get 6 points, and that will be enough. And yeah, Austria, again, for me, I think it's up there, potentially of getting that, a third loser bracket in that sense. But again, France for me are the outstanding favourites for the tournament. You look at that team, you think of the problems they have at centre back in terms of somehow getting Kanate, Saliba, obviously Upamecano. I would start Saliba and Kanate, but for some reason France, the France hierarchy think that Upamecano is a world-class defender, which I don't think he is. But that's the only problem with France's team anyway. But Doug also going France, Netherlands, Austria, and Poland. Lewandowski is missing the game v Netherlands too. Yep, he is. I think he tear his didn't he tear his shoulder? I think it was. I'm not too sure if that was the case. Gary saying France won, Holland second, Austria third, France to walk the Euros. I don't think they'll walk it, but again, I expect them to win it. I expect Kylian Mbappe to be potentially the player of the tournament. But France, Holland, Austria, Van Dijk is on fire at the moment. Yeah, 2 goals and 2 for Virgil. Love to see it. Hopefully, obviously, under Arnie, he gets the have that for next season. Interesting, these two were in the same group as the qualifiers. Yeah, true. Very, very true. Koopmeiners is a big miss for Holland. Yes, he is. Especially for how they want to do as well. I think the interesting thing, though, as well for Holland in particular, and it does look like that Jeremy Frimpong won't be starting for them either. It looks like it's going to be Denzel Dumfries that's going to be playing right back. I think that's a very interesting thing as well. Again, I think Ronald Koeman is it that is managing Holland at the minute. Again, bit of a strange situation. I don't know whether or not if they might go to a back five because they've got now Frankie de Jong missing and Koopmeiners missing. But I think in the last game they were playing 4-3-3. That I think they won, was it 2-0 a couple of days ago? But again, I don't know whether or not if you guys would agree. For me, it's a bit weird that that Frimpong isn't the number one right back for Holland. I might be in my own, headspace there, but for me, I do think Frimpong should be the number one right back for Holland anyway. But yeah, for me, that's the group anyway. France, Netherlands, Austria, and Poland. Group E, for me, is a bit hard one to predict. Obviously, Belgium, obviously, new management there. Again, do I expect them to win the group? Even without Courtois, yes. I do expect them to win the group. And then the rest of it, chat, who do we think? Again, you look at Ukraine, could Ukraine beat second? Obviously, Romania have a really, really good team as well. Obviously, they've done well in past tournaments as well. For me, it's a bit of a strange one to predict. For me, I would go with that. I think Romania will come second. I think Ukraine come third. And I think Slovakia come fourth in the group, because I've read fifth at the bottom. They do come fourth in the group. For me, again, between Romania and Ukraine, again, for me, I would go. It would, Belgium to win the group, Romania to come second, Ukraine to come third, and then Slovakia to come fourth. That's for me what I'm going to predict. Again, it's a real toss up between Romania and Ukraine. It really, really is. But that's for me what I'm going to go for. Anyway, but Frimpong was playing right wing for Holland. I think he's quality. He is quality. Again, 40 million euros. I think he can go for this summer. Unbelievable buy for someone this year. Belgium, Ukraine, Slovakia, says John as well. So he put Romania last for that as well. But I'm going to go for that, chat, to be fair. But if we quickly scroll down to Group F, we're going to go, of course, you've got Czech Republic, Georgia, Portugal, and Turkey. Now, this group, I was looking at this earlier. I can't predict who's going to finish where. Now, I would like to say Portugal are going to finish first, but the Euros that they won, they finished third in their group, and they didn't have a tough group. They barely, and I was looking back at this, the only game Portugal won in that Euros in normal time was the 2-0 win against Wales in the semi-final. That was the only game where they won in normal time in the whole tournament. That's so weird. But yeah, for me, again, I think Portugal will win the group. I think plenty of people also agree. John, let me quickly get the comment up. John saying Portugal, Czech Republic, Turkey. If Portugal don't win this group, Martinez is a fraud, says Doug. Portugal, Czech Republic, Turkey, and Georgia. To be fair, that's where I'm going to go as well. I would normally say Turkey are an underdog group. They're very much a dark horse for the tournament. But as of late, like in the World Cup, I think I had them as an underdog, and they didn't really perform in the tournament at all. But for me, I think that's why that's going to be. I do think it will be Turkey third and Georgia fourth, even though, again, Georgia do have really, really good individual players. Just think as a team, again, they're going to awfully rely on Kvaratskhelia. Again, he hasn't really performed since last season, which is a shame because, again, the player that we saw 12 months ago, unbelievable player. And it's just a shame, again, we haven't seen that player in quite some time for Napoli anyway. But they're the groups then, chat. If we bloody hell, if you talk normally, Con. If we look then, so again, the group, obviously the group losers in that sense, obviously these are the teams that finished third in the group. Now, of course, if you pretty much get a win in the group, then you're very much going to qualify for the next round. So let me know your guys' thoughts on who you think won't get into the, won't be in the bracket as well, and we have to rank them as well in terms of the third spots as well. For me, I think Italy, I think they will win a game, and then will Ukraine get there? I'm not so sure, but Austria, I do think Austria will. I also think Switzerland will as well. And then it's a real toss-up then between these three for me, between Serbia, Ukraine, and Turkey. I don't know if you guys agree as well. Thank you, thank you, freaking Ant. Wales, do I have to ban you for today's stream? Again, I don't really care either, which is probably bad on my end. But again, who did we lose to the other night? Was it Slovenia that we lost to 4-0? Again, load of shite. The best thing about the Wales game was the fact that Lewis Kumos got to play for about half an hour, which was really, really good as well. But I think, is that what we're going to go with, chat? Are we going to go with Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and Serbia to qualify for the third place spots. Ukraine and Turkey to miss out. Again, I'm just going to quickly look at the groups back as well. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go with that. To be fair, again, don't know if you guys would agree with that, but I'm going to go with that anyway. Doug's gone Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Ukraine out of them, in my opinion, as well. So, Doug, obviously, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and then you go Ukraine instead of Serbia. You know what? We'll go with Doug's prediction. There we go. Anyway, but of course, this is the next round. Obviously, this is where it gets interesting, where we go game by game. But John says, surely Conor Bradley is playing right back next season. He is so good. Maybe under Arne Slot. Like, again, well, we'll have to wait and see for next season. He will get plenty of game time for sure. Anyway, but all right, if we go into the predictions, so we've got Spain, Austria. For me, I think Spain. I wouldn't be surprised, if Spain win this comfortably. Again, even though I do think Austria do have a really, really good team, I just think, again, Spain, they are up there. You look at the last Euros, they got to the semis. The World Cup, I think they lost on penalties, didn't they? So again, I'd go for Spain. For me, Germany as well to beat Denmark. For me, I think Germany are one of the favourites for the tournament. Obviously, it is. Obviously, the tournament being in Germany is a huge factor, but as well, I do think, Germany are up there for sure. But saying no excuses for Portugal. Their squad is stacked. The only potential letdown is the manager Martinez as well. Yeah, I would agree with that, Zane. Spain, Germany, Portugal, Holland. So there's John's predictions for the first 4 games. But I would also agree. I think Portugal, they do beat Italy. I do think Italy won't get past this stage, and I think Holland as well beat Romania, if our predictions are correct anyway. If we quickly scroll down for the other 4, we're going to go Belgium or Switzerland. Is there going to be a shock here? I don't think so. Personally, I do think Belgium win. For me, yeah, Doug as well also going Spain, Germany, Portugal, Netherlands. France, for me, beat Czech Republic. I think England beat Ukraine. Hungary or Croatia? I'm going to go Croatia. Even though I think Hungary, again, like I said and spoke about earlier, for me, Hungary are a tournament to look at. They are a team to, well, pretty much dark horse for the tournament, I would say. Especially if Dom Szoboszlai is playing. But still, Croatia, again, they've been top notch over the tournament over the last couple of years. And for me as well, obviously, Luka Modric probably last tournament. But we have to wait and see. But Belgium, France, England, Croatia, Spain are good, but like Holland, no 9-con. Yeah, true. Obviously, Morata, I think it's their number 1 striker, isn't it? Switzerland, France, England, and Croatia, says Doug as well. I would also... Oh, he's gone for Switzerland instead of Belgium. Would be interesting, for sure. But for me, I think that they are going to be the winners, for me anyway. We quickly click next. Spain, Germany. So, bloody hell. Spain, Germany. Oof. Obviously, a repeat of the 2009 Euros final, I think it is. For me, Germany. I think they win. Portugal, Holland. That's a real tough one for me. You know what? Go Netherlands. Why not? Portugal. You know what? I'll come back to that. But Belgium, France win. And England, Croatia. I think England do beat Croatia. Portugal, Netherlands. That's the only one for me where I'm a bit meh. Um, you know what? I'll stick with Portugal. I think the only thing that will be a difference, and I think the difference is now between Portugal now to where they was at the World Cup. Again, they've got an amazing squad, but also they've got a Diogo Jota in that, and also I think Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. He's probably going to start the tournament for Portugal. It's probably going to be, I'd say, his last tournament for Portugal potentially. And yeah, I'm gonna go Portugal for me. That's it's hard for me to say that because I think again Holland are a really really good team. Spain, Portugal, France, England, says John. Spain, Holland on pens, France, Croatia. So he's gone Croatia instead of England, says Doug. Wow. I have a feeling for Croatia this year. Could be interesting. Evening, Carl. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, I want to go back now and say Netherlands. No, I'll stick with Portugal. I'll stick with Portugal for me anyway. But semi-finals then, chat. For me, this is really easy to pick from. I don't know why. I know Ant said it's coming home. No, it's not. I do think France beat England in the semis as well, and I do think between Germany and Portugal, sorry, it's going to be Germany. I do think the home nation gets to the final, and then it's all about Germany v France. Who will win out of these two? For me, again, I said it at the start. For me personally, France going to win the tournament. They, for me, are the best team. Again, you look at the midfield, you look at the defense, you look at the forward line. It is stacked, and considering again, it's going to be one guy for France as well. That it's going to be interesting for Olivier Giroud. It's Giroud's last tournament for France as well, because again, he's going to announce. I think he has already announced his retirement after the Euros. So again, for me, I'm going to go France to win the tournament. If I quickly scroll down, because we can then see the progress of what we've done. So there we go. So overall winners, France. For me, again, you can already see the workings out by that. Again, if you guys want to do this as well, you guys can go and do it on FootMob as well. For me, I think France going to win it. Doug's gone Germany, France, Portugal, France. Obviously, Germany, France winners. France win it. Yeah, for me, they do go on to win it as well, for sure. I think, again, they are the best team for me anyway. But sure, 100% as well. We are going to get into questions as well. Obviously, who's going to be top goal scorer? I want to know your guys' thoughts on this as well. Obviously, Doug's got a few questions saying Golden Glove, player of the tournament, young player, and Golden Boot. So again, obviously, thank you, Doug, for commenting. This is what we're going to go through anyway. And we're going to go question by question. Obviously, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. For me, Golden Glove, I'm going to go Pickford, just based on, I think, the group stage. England aren't going to concede that many. It's between France and Germany for me, because Germany's defense is normally their best sign. I'll read that comment in a minute, Gary. But for me, I'll go Pickford. For me, player of the tournament. I'm going to go Mbappe, because again, I think France will win the tournament. Obviously, Mbappe going to Madrid as well. I just think for me it will be Mbappe. I generally think him going for it as well. Oh, to be fair, yeah, no, yeah, no. I'm gonna go with Mbappe to win the tournament. Young Player of the Year. Right, it's hard to determine young player. What are we saying by our chat? Are we saying under 21 or are we saying under 23? For me, if we're going to go under 23, there's plenty of people that you could put in that bracket. Trent, can we say Trent to go in that? Ooh, young player. I do like the shout, mind of Jamal Musiala. I do like that shout quite a lot. But God's sake, Ant. Question: If a woodchuck chuck, yeah, I'm not reading that, Ant. You piss off. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. To be fair, Jamal Musiala. I think if Portugal play João Neves as well, I think he could have a really, really good tournament for Portugal, for sure. There will be some unknown player that has an absolute unreal tournament as well for both, player, for both winning the tournament and so on as well. But yeah, Golden Glove, gone Pickford, player of the tournament, Mbappe. Young player, I would say Jamal Musiala, or Florian Wirtz as well. Florian Wirtz, I think, could have an absolute unbelievable tournament for Germany. And then Golden Boot. I know I've seen a couple of people saying Harry Kane. Could very well be Harry Kane. Do you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb and say Olivier Giroud. Giroud always has a weird tournament, and somehow bags a ton of goals for France. So I'm gonna go Olivier Giroud for my prediction. That might be a really, really weird one that many people might not actually agree with, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go with Olivier Giroud to be top goal scorer at the Euros. I might sound barking mad for that, but yeah, for me, yeah, 100%. I would. I'm going to go Olivier Giroud for that. But Gary going Mbappe, golden goal. The player of the tournament, Mbappe. Yeah, I would agree. I also think Mbappe. The Copa America one tomorrow. We might do a Copa America one. If you guys want to see it, then we might. If anyone would like to see it, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, if people want it, then we'll do the Copa America. I think the Copa America starts Saturday or early Saturday morning. Does it, chat? I'm not too sure, but we'll talk about it if people want to see it. But it's a young player. Does Trent count? Possibly, possibly. Golden Boot Harry Kane for me, says Doug. Bellingham for, what's this, Carl? Playing a tournament, are we saying? Best op has to be Ronaldo. Yeah, to be fair, I didn't really consider Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, as Carl's also said, never write off Cristiano Ronaldo. Excuse me. Top goal scorer, true. Could very well happen, because but I'm going to stick with mine. I'm going to go Olivier Giroud. That guy going young player tournament, Joe Felix. Does Joe Felix even count nowadays? For that, I don't even think he'd be starting for Portugal. LJ saying Netherlands France final for him. You hear it here, and saying Conor Bradley with 2 goals tonight. I think, yeah, unbelievable for Northern Ireland again. He's going to have an unbelievable season next year under Arne Slot. Again, I'm really looking forward to next season already, even though we have had no slot content that people, again, are still fuming about. But for me, I think, look, I just can't wait. Hopefully we have a really, really good tournament in the Euros. Hopefully. and then next season, I can't wait for it. And hopefully we hear of a few signings in between that as well. Neuer Golden Glove, yeah, I was thank you, Anne, for actually putting up an actual sensible answer. But no, look, Neuer is another good shout. Portugal as well is also another one. They don't concede many goals. But yeah, I think I went Pickford, didn't I? But I think any of the semi-final teams, England, France, Germany, or Portugal, you could very well say any of those goalkeepers to go and win it. Golden Glove. Golden Boot. Sorry, could you imagine? That's taking sweeper keeper to a whole nother level, and if that was to happen, this will be an attacking Euros. Yeah, I would agree. I think that, do you know what? I think that's probably England's best way of maybe getting through this tournament is, okay, well, if you score 2, we'll score 5. And that's maybe the way that they are thinking about it as well. But I don't know. I think Foden will probably get more goals than Giroud. No, Carl, no. I would massively disagree with that. I don't think Foden's gonna have a good tournament, because whenever he plays for England, he's been awful. Like, he was not great the other night. Just looks lost. If he's not playing in a Pep system, he looks lost. I'm not gonna lie. And Doug, to answer your question, the football team, yes. If you mean anything else, then that's totally up to you. Anyway, but also, what's the best thing about living in Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. And with that, it's time to end for today's show. Anyway, but yeah, for me, France are going to win the Euros. For me, anyway, you guys can see that on screen right now. That's, for me, my prediction for the Euros this summer. I think it will be a France-Germany final, and I think France will win the tournament. Again, Kylian Mbappe will be going to Madrid with a Euros. And again, you already know they're going to be presenting that in his presentation towards Madrid as well anyway. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the interaction. Hopefully, if you want to see a Copa America one, then please do let me know in the comments. I will get, we'll have a look. For God's sake. Connor, important question. Pringles or wings for the Euro? Both. Why not, Gary? Both. Anyway, but yeah, if you want to see a Copa America one, guys, then let me know in the comments as well. If you're watching live or watching on the repeat as well. If Foden scores more goals, I will remain. Hopefully you do, Carl. But I just don't think he will. Watch him bang a hat-trick now in the first game, and then watch me be wrong. Anyway, but it's been fun anyway. But yeah, if you want to know if you guys are watching on the repeat as well, because I know plenty of you guys do, then please let me know your predictions in the comments. Who you think top goal scorer, young player, Golden Glove, any other prediction, let me know in the comments as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like on the video. Can England win the Euros? I don't think so, but again, other people might think it, like Anthony right here saying it's coming home. Yes, they're coming home at the semi-finals, anyway. But like I said, if you have enjoyed, please like, please share, hit the subscribe button if you are new around here as well. We're 5, I think, away from 1.5, so if we can get that, be very much appreciated as always anyway. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.